Hello, everybody. I did not make an intro and an outro yet again. I've been running around like a chicken today. I spent most of today driving. I drove down to Clearwater, Sandy, to the auction to pick up stuff, and got back and started listing, and I've just been go since I got home. So happy Tuesday, everybody. Thank you for joining us. I'm Kat, the nurse flipper. Sunny is not able to be here tonight, so I went the wrong way. Mikey is filling in for him. If you guys don't know, Mikey Bags of Money, he has been on before multiple times. And then below me is my good friend Sandi from my Flippin Vanlife, and Catty Corner is Christina Moonsky Vintage. The cool thing about all these people is I've met all of them in person, which is cool when we're all over the place. So I have met everybody on the panel tonight, which is fun. I am going to make everybody big and let them introduce themselves to you in case you don't know. Marsha, Red Cardinal Treasures, is backstage helping me with pinning your questions and comments, and she's still going to do her regular job of posting everybody's links, so she's got her hands full tonight. So big thank you to Marsha. If you guys aren't subscribed to her, definitely check out Red Cardinal Treasures. And here is Miss Sandi.
Hi, I'm Sandi. I am my Flippin' Van Life. I am primarily a live seller on knickknacks. I've been doing eBay for like 20 plus years too. So lots of experience in all different kinds of platforms, but live selling is probably my favorite. And Christina's my friend, so I'll pass it on to her.
Perfect. Here she is.
On the torch. Hi, everyone. My name is Christina, Moonsky Vintage. I basically sell on knickknacks. I am the admin over there on knickknacks over with Jocelyn, Crazy Lamp Lady, if you don't know her. Now you do. And it's been a beautiful journey. I used to teach, and now I sell full time, and I help run knickknacks.
Perfect. Here's Mikey.
Hey, I'm Mikey Bags of Money. I do YouTube, eBay, Facebook, TikTok, all that stuff. Mikey Bags across all the platforms. Happy to be here as always, and I love reselling and the reselling community. It's a lot of fun.
Perfect. All right. So we have got, no. There's this thing where it can show the comments live, like while they're coming in. And I think that would be an absolute disaster if I did that, because we have so many people in the chat. It would be like, and I accidentally toggled that on. So we have quite a few super chats that came in before we started. So I am going to grab those first along with their questions, and then we will go back. But get your questions in early so we can make sure that we get them answered for you live. We don't have a ton backstage right now, so if you get them in now, you should be good. So, hey, I had that too. Said, I am a solo operation. What sort of plan should I have for eBay in case I get really sick for, let's say, a week? I don't want any dings on my account.
Well, first of all, everybody's human and everybody gets sick. So if that does happen, if you reach out to your buyers, most of the time they're going to be very understanding. So if there's some reason that they say, no, I really need it as soon as possible, either elicit the help of a friend, or you can say, if you prefer, I can cancel it. And then when you cancel the item, it's because the buyer requested, and that won't leave a ding on you. So that's one way you can handle it. But I've been doing it solo, and knock on wood, I haven't had any major issues like that. So just make sure you have like a backup friend that can come in and help.
Yeah, I agree with Sandi. Same thing on knickknacks. I'm just going to bring that in. The wonderful thing about knickknacks is that you can reach out to the owner, to the admins, to moderators, if there's any kind of issue, and get some, one-on-one advice if you need any help. I've worked with a lot of resellers who will actually, like Sandi said, solicit a friend, a family member, if it's something really serious long-term. But yeah, reaching out to your buyers and saying, hey, this is what's going on. Let me know what you think. Just, I just want you to know. And then just being transparent, I think is key.
All right. And I'm a solo operation on my eBay store. I've gone through some sicknesses and stuff. One thing you can do is if you're not feeling good, you can set your shipping for more days. I already have mine set for, I think, 2 days. I used to have 1 day. I'd be like, oh, 1 day service. I want 1 day service. But some days I'm pretty busy or I don't feel that great. So I've done the 2 days, and that really helps out some days if you're not feeling good. Another thing is to really have your inventory organized and hopefully numbered. So someone, if you're really sick, someone could come in and ship the stuff for you. You could say, look in this box, A1, boom, bang, here's how you ship the labels, here's how you do it. If you are like disorganized and you know where your stuff is all by yourself, a lot of people are like that. There's nothing wrong with that. It's going to be harder for someone to just come in there and ship it for you. So just try to be organized. You can do the delayed shipping, and that's my best 2 pieces of advice for that.
Yeah, somebody asked about the vacation mode. If you felt the sickness coming on, then yes, you could throw your store into vacation mode, but you would still have the sales that came in before that you would have to be concerned about. And unfortunately, reaching out to your buyers is fine. You're still going to get eBay dings. Whether your buyers are understanding of it or not, you're going to have buyers that are okay, but you're going to get a ding. And it could, if you're a smaller seller, that could throw you into below standard, which is like a horrible spiral to be in, and your listings get hid, takes you months to dig out of. So if I were doing it solo, I would find a friend or maybe even a neighbor, like invite them to dinner, and I would show them how I do it. And that way, like Mikey said, you got to be organized, and anybody has to be able to find your stuff. That's the key. That's the key for us. Even like, I know my full-time employee that does my shipping just asked for 2 days off. So for us, it's important too, even though she does it like 95% of the time. When she wants to go take 2 days off, every one of the rest of us has to be able to find those items and ship them those 2 days. We do next day shipping, like Mikey was saying. But we have the, contingent backup plan. But I would definitely find a friend, a neighbor, somebody hopefully that you could show what you've got going on. Or like Mikey said, you can set your shipping to 2 to 3 days, and you could still ship next day, over promise. Wait a minute. What is it? I'm going to say it backward. Under promise, over deliver. I don't know however that saying goes. And make sure that, that at least gives you 2 to 3 days. But I mean, ultimately, like if you're really sick and it sucks, but like what's important is your health and you getting better, but it could mess you up. So I would try and find somebody that hopefully would be able to at least do. Patty said she'd be screwed trying to explain it to her husband. Listen, if it can be done,
it can be done. I left for
it can be. They might not like it. But like if that's how you're paying your bills, they gotta learn. And somebody, if it's not your husband, go maybe the neighbor, threaten him like with the neighbor he doesn't like or something, like she's gonna come over if you don't do it. But yeah, so it definitely would be a hard situation. All right. I have so many super chats to choose from. I'm going to do my octopus first, I think, because that's one of my favorites. Here you go. Dun, 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 dun. All right. What happened? They're backwards. I'm so confused. No, my super chats are gone. Oh wait, no, it's weird. They're starred, but they're not back there. I don't know what happened. I'm finding them. Sarah Dean sent a $9.99 super chat and said, I'd like to hear the panel's view on volume pricing on eBay. I have a ton of Christmas items I want to get rid of. So she's hoping folks will buy more for discounts. Will it work in my favor? So I think you can do like a category on there, and like the more they buy in that category, the more discount they get. I think that's what she's talking about.
Mm-hmm. I've done that before, and I found it to be mildly successful. When that didn't work out, I sold things like as a lot. So that way, if you have like ornaments, you can sell like a lot of 10 versus doing volume. But it just depends on what you have. So I know some people, when they're looking to purchase, they want to get more bang for their buck in lots versus volume. But I have had some success with it, but I don't do it very often.
Well, yeah, in terms of like hard goods, I am not there yet. And this is live selling, so I'll talk about live selling. Volume, it's been quite a journey with jewelry. Volume selling with jewelry. I and Sandy's the same, and we seek out large amounts, and we just actually started to sell things for a price where we're able to sell. So like for example, for me, I'll start things at $1, and it gets things moving faster. It's in and out, in and out, and it's been a wonderful journey thus far. And I'm not going to suggest to start something for $1 and get it out of there. It takes time to build your following, and get and have the experience of moving things along in lots. And same with Sandy, she mentioned if all of it doesn't sell at one or at that time, or it's still sitting, that's when it's nice for us to move it out as lots. So, but with hard goods, that's tricky. I haven't really done that yet on live selling.
My experience with the volume price on eBay, I used to do it and not really understand it. But if people buy like 1 or 2 or 3 items from your shop, they can get discounts. I myself never have had success where people bundle different items for the discounts. I don't even really run that anymore on random stuff. But where I have found that they get the volume discounts, and I have had success if it's the same item. So if I got 10 of the same item and you get a discount if you buy 2 or 3 or 4 of them, I've had success using that. So that's my experience with the eBay volume pricing.
Yeah, and I haven't really done it. I think, like Christina was saying, I almost think lotting it up would be a better bet. Like if you lot it up by genre, I did like a bunch of teddy bear stuff. You could do cabin themed or beach themed ornaments, just to like throw some ideas out there. I think you would be more successful getting a higher sales price on lots than you would using the volume pricing. I've done it, but I've only done it when I had like a single item and I had a bunch of that exact item. So if they bought more of that, they got it. I haven't tried it on the categories, but I'm pretty sure you can, like you could do it just on holiday or Christmas or whatever. But if they're not listed, I would try to lot them up. That's what I had, like random unbranded ornaments, and I would put like 10, 15, 20 of them in there for like $40 and they would sell. They all sold relatively fast too. The big thing's going to be your keywords. That's why I said I'd make them similar so that you can hit those keywords in there. And I'm looking so crazy because StreamYard's being really funky. So if I miss your super chat, please tell me. They're being very, very wonky right now, and I don't know why. All right, let me find you something. Let's do the whale. Here you go. All right, hold on. I'm doing this like old school ways because stuff is hiding from me. Okay. Paula said, Kat, at what point did you decide, or were you comfortable with free returns, in particular on expensive shipped items like furniture? I do free returns, but I don't sell furniture. So I'm going to knock on my fake wood desk. I have never had a furniture piece come back, and yeah, I haven't overly thought that out. But I will tell you, the last 2 weeks, almost every high dollar sale I had came back. I had two $300 purses come back. I just had something else that was $150. They said they changed their mind. I almost feel like people are screwing with me. Like that's how bad it is, because I do not normally get this volume of returns. It's different buyers, but it has been crazy, and it has all been high dollar. So typically for me, the discount on the fees covers the free returns. But this month it's definitely not. Luckily, I'm only out the shipping for that, but I still don't have the item, for a length of time. And all of them except for one were because they changed their mind. And I'm like, what are we doing? So it happens with furniture. I have mindset where everything's free returns. I don't know if you could override that and put like buyer pays returns. That's something that I think would definitely be an option for furniture. But I've never had anybody try to return furniture. And I don't do a ton of big pieces right now. I do mainly like side tables and stuff I can ship. So with that, what I would do would be try and give them a partial refund and convince them to keep it. Like if it's a ding or something, like, oh, can you get somebody to repair it? Because I typically only sell higher dollar. Like the last ones we sold were $1,000 for 2 wicker side tables. So, I have room in there to negotiate if I need to. Those actually sold on Etsy, and I do buyer paid returns on Etsy. So in that case, I would have been covered. But yeah, I would try and think out a contingent plan, try to make them buyer paid, but I haven't ran into it. Oh, I got to give her a thing. I'm like all discombobulated tonight, guys. I have been go. What are we doing? Let's do mermaids. Here you go. And special thanks to Yvonne Thrifty Rich. She made that. Her and Jocelyn actually ran the show for me while I was in Phoenix, because I was speaking at a conference and I'm not talented enough to be live with you guys and speak at a conference at the same time. So Jocelyn and Yvonne took over my show for a night. And that was one Yvonne made just for their night. And I kept it and I still use it. All right, Lala sent 2, so I'm gonna group these 2 together. She sent $1.99, and then she also sent $4.99 and said her goal this week is to learn how to list faster and smarter. I have a new faster computer. I have LP. Can you share suggestions for listing faster?
Well, that's why I primarily do live selling. I do a lot of live selling without individually listing the item. I just, Max is a wonderful feature. You can just duplicate, run, duplicate, run, duplicate, run. So that's a big reason I'm a live seller. With that being said, I have used List Perfectly in the past. I think it's a fantastic tool. When before even Knickknacks existed, even before Whatnot existed, I sold across all the platforms and I used List Perfectly. I'm going to say that the more you do it, the better you're going to get at it. Whether that's taking your pictures, finding a system of, some people like to take all their pictures and then sit down and do all their listings. Some people like to do picture listing. It's completely up to you. There's no right or wrong when it comes to your system. But the more you do it, the faster it'll get. And I think the more you list, obviously, the more you're going to sell and the more motivated you will be to keep wanting to list more. So that's really important too. Don't get discouraged. Just more practice, you're going to get it. It'll come real fast. Keywords will come to you. Look at other listings. If you have somebody selling that same exact item somewhere else on a different platform, see what kind of keywords they used, and like sold items on eBay, for example, you can see their keywords and what they used kind of as a template.
Yeah, I agree. And, just to kind of give you a little perspective, take a step back and think, okay, well, while you're sourcing, are you excited about the item? Are you giddy about what you have? And also, have you learned, like, you know what, I would have picked that up about a month ago, a year ago. Not anymore. And so you start to become a little bit smarter with your choices in terms of sourcing. And and with that said, now it's more of a come in and get out. And that's my goal. Do I still have piles? I mean, yeah, I mean, there's still some eBay stuff left. I don't really list on eBay anymore, unless it's some kind of, item that I know it would probably have better luck on. But it's helped tremendously, just having the experience of sourcing, being really excited about it. And that's, again, like live selling, it's a game changer. So that's what works for me in terms of faster and smarter.
And can I add a helpful tip? Somebody said this, and I've started doing it. If you're out shopping and sourcing, and you're looking up sold comps or whatever's available on eBay, do your sell similar, and then that will already be there in your drafts when you come back to actually list it, and then you can edit the draft, and that'll save you time because you already looked it up once to comp it out and see how many are out there to check out the competition. So just if you end up buying it, you already have the draft ready to go, so you're not looking for it again to do a sell similar. So that was a helpful hint that somebody said before, and I've really followed that, and it's worked.
Yeah, that's a great tip. I do that too. I don't remember all the time, but yeah, when you're looking at it and you're getting it, boom, sell similar, and you're ready to go when you get home. I have an unofficial stat: 1 out of 10 resellers do not like or 9 out of 10 resellers do not like do not like listing. We all hate listing. It's terrible to do. So you got to make it the most comfortable for you, whatever it may be. Music on, YouTube on, in silence. You got to make your workspace comfortable for yourself. You got to focus. A lot of times batch photoing, batch doing things helps. I like to list similar type of things. Like if I'm doing shirts, I want to do a whole bunch of shirts. I don't want to do some shirts, some glass, some shoes, and some electronics. I try to keep them all streamlined, knock that out, and just do it. So, I mean, you just really got to find what works best for you and just try to refine your process. Every little thing you can do, putting your trash can closer to you when you're peeling off the tags to list, that's going to save you a couple extra steps of having to go. So all the little things you can do to add up just to save yourself a little bit of time will make you faster in the long run.
And don't leave things in your car.
No, that's like my storage unit sometimes.
Yeah, that's storage.
Oh, man.
I got everything out of my car today that I got at the auction because I got so much. Dalton's car seat wouldn't fit in there. I wouldn't be able to take him to school in the morning, so I didn't have much choice. But what has worked for us, and it has worked for a lot of people that I've suggested it to, is we batch in lots of 10. So we'll photograph 10. If you're using List Perfectly, which you say you are, use the AI Express Lister. So then you can take your photos, import them into the Express Lister. It makes your listings for you. It is very easy. Makes your title, makes your description. You can remove the backgrounds with List Perfectly in there as well. And so we do 10 pictures, 10 import into AI Express Lister, create the listing, and then I will go through the 10, price them, and then I put them out to the platform. So for me, in that step, I am not the one taking the pictures. I am not the one creating the listing. My employees are doing that. I'm coming in and I still batch 10 though. I price 10, put 10 to eBay, 10 to Poshmark, 10 to Mercari. And because if you do 20 items, you might be taking photographs and then that stuff doesn't get listed. So I find batches of 10 are relatively easy to get through all of the steps in a day. And whether it's 10, 20, 30, 40, we normally do 40 a day here. That's my expectation for them to do 40 a day. And that can be done in 4 to 6 hours, just to give you an idea. And that's with not necessarily easy stuff. Nothing is the same with me. I buy all kinds of stuff. You can see we've got a ton of Hallmark up there right now. She's been putting off listing them. I'm like, you got to get them listed. Like, we're coming up on Christmas. They've been sitting on the shelf forever. So she does the same thing I do, where I'm like, I don't want to list that. So I like, you got to list the Hallmark. And we're lotting those up too, though, like I was telling you, like, so that's why they're all laid out. She's putting ones that are like dog ones together, cat ones together, whatever, so we can lot them up and get them out faster. That and prep and lay it out. So like that's why those are all laid out. So we'll lay the 10 items out where they're all cleaned. You're not having to stop and clean or take a tag off or, you know, do whatever. So they're all ready, those 10, and you just move them through like an assembly line. It is easier if you can do 10 of the same item. It's going to go faster for sure. That would speed up listing. Like if you do 10 jewelry items or 10 Christmas ornaments or whatever like that. But yeah. All right. Dun, da, da, da. I'm going to do Sunny. Sunny, somebody, I did not fire Sunny already. He is not fired. He just could not be here tonight. So we're going to, look, we're going to do the Sunny super chat. I don't think Sandi and Christina have seen it yet.
I've seen it.
I'm dying.
Sandi did not.
Okay, Sandi, you can pull it off.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Let's just all honor Sunny.
Sunny is amazing. That hair.
Yeah. Sunny is still here for sure. All right. Let's see. Miss Patricia sent a $5 super chat and said, for an item that is bigger and nicer than others listed and asking more, should I ask a lot higher and allow offers or just list higher? So I'm going to assume it's something similar, but let's say it's a vase and she has a larger vase. What would you do?
Well, in my book, there's two schools of thought. There's the slow dime and the fast nickel. I am a fast nickel seller, especially when I was living in the van full time. I don't live in the van full time anymore, but I have very limited space. So I would much rather move it, make a decent profit. I don't need the top profit. That's kind of not how I look at things. So when I'm trying to price, I obviously will take that into consideration. So I price it a little bit above where I'm willing to take for it, because you know somebody's going to send an offer that's a little bit lower. So I send it above. And also if I don't get offers, that gives me wiggle room to put it on sale. So if you want to do like a sale across your entire store on eBay, that'll give you some extra wiggle room with that. But if I think I'm understanding your question correctly, are you saying you have the same item as somebody else, but it's just bigger and better, and you're just looking to price it that way? Maybe price it. See, I don't really price.
Yeah, you
that
don't
way.
like to, Sandi. You don't like to.
I don't price that way. I just price based on kind of what I paid for it and the general selling price. I don't really do it that way. So I don't know if I answered your question correctly, but that's what I do.
Well, and to just kind of shift your thinking about like reselling, there's different categories and different types of reselling: buy it nows, multi-day auctions, and live selling. So when you're just to kind of put the live selling hat on, we have to think about this. Value and what things sell for is different these days. And then live selling doesn't, whatever something sells for while you're live selling, it's not going to show up on WorthPoint. It's not going to. So value, and we can get into the whole conversation about it, but value is different. Value is what it sells for in the moment. And so, it's what you're comfortable starting, what you paid for it, you take that into consideration. What you're willing to get for it, how fast you're willing to move it, and keep going. And you'd be surprised once you kind of get, if you're live selling, once you get going, you'll get what you want if you just work at it.
Okay. And a lot of it, I think, for me, when I do it personally, depends like on the sell-through rate. If this thing's in high demand and a lot of people are buying it and I got the best one, I'm probably going to price it highest because a lot of people are buying it. Someone might want the best. But if it's an item that there's a lot of them on eBay and not a lot of people are buying them, I'm going to price my biggest and best one very competitively so people feel like they're really getting the bargain. I'm getting the biggest and the best and the great deal. So I think that might make them like gravitate towards it more. And if it's something that's just in high demand that everybody wants, I think they're more willing to pay higher. That's just personally the way I go about it, all depending on the demand.
I'm going to come in here with the negative Nelly response and say that bigger and nicer is not always more money. Sometimes the miniatures are worth way more. So I would say I would try and find one your size to comp it, because you might be surprised and it might be worth less. I have come across that a lot, where the miniatures are more valuable. And this was put in earlier, right before we started. If you're in the chat, let us know what it is. That might help. Because like if it's a plush, I would say typically the bigger, they're going to be worth more money, but there are still going to be some that I bet you the miniatures are worth more than the big ones. So I wouldn't necessarily automatically think mine's bigger, it's going to be worth more, just because of the knowledge that I've kind of gained over the years. So I want to throw that out there and make sure that, you know, that it might not be that. So I would try and find one the same size to comp it. I wouldn't necessarily go a lot higher. I would try and find the same size, and I would go on like Worth Point and everything to try and find it. It's hard without knowing what we're talking about to really pinpoint it. All right, I'm gonna do the kitty cat. And I was supposed to go check on Dalton at 8:30, but I've texted him and told him I'm running late because I'm trying to get through the super chats before I go do that. All right. So I think Sam is next. I'm looking at, I don't know what is going on with these comments. They're still all wonky, but my good friend Sam, Jolie Flips, Sam and Adam, she asked us why we're all so pretty. What should I give Sam and Adam? I'm trying to think.
Oh, I think she would appreciate
Sam and Adam has the sunny hair going too.
Yeah,
if you weren't here, they were hair competing. I think it was last week or the week before. But I already gave Sunny's hair, so I can't give Sunny's hair. So I'm gonna give you.
How many do you have, Kat? How many videos do you have?
Like 20. I have like 20. It's great. We just keep making more. People give us ideas.
That's awesome.
Just keep making more of them. We meaning Gino, mainly Gino makes them for me. All right, here's the eagle. Yeah, I have so many to choose from. All right. Brian is next with $4.99, and he wants to know, did anyone have a glitch with shipping this weekend where your cost stayed the same no matter what the weight? Oh, I might have liked that, but I bet eBay's going to go charge all those people.
No, I sold like 4 items over the weekend on eBay, and I didn't notice the glitch. I shipped on Monday though, so I don't know if that mattered. But if that happens, just do like pirate ship and fill it in.
Yeah, I agree. I think I sold 1 item last week on eBay. I don't sell on eBay anymore, but yeah, pass on that.
Yeah, I didn't have any problems. I shipped on Monday. Sometimes when it's buggy, you just got to wait a few hours and then it'll work again. I've experienced that a few times in my eBay.
Oh, sorry. You know what? Actually, I remember a friend of ours had an issue asking about eBay and shipping. And I said, did you update your system? Did you update your app, and did you update your computer? And then it solved the problem. So updates.
The only glitch I know about, and I ran into this weekend, and I'll tell you how I found out what it was too. eBay was not letting you edit the shipping weight, like when you were listing items. So I could not list anything because it kept red flagging saying, please put in item weight, and you couldn't. And so I went to Reselling Resource Group, which is Dom Primetime Treasures Group. There are 60,000 sellers in there. And I'm like, and sure enough, there was a post about it, and somebody said they talked to eBay. It's a glitch. They're working on it. I went and took a nap. I was still at the end of COVID, woke up, and it was fixed. So I don't know if that's what you're talking about, because I couldn't, like, I couldn't even input my shipping weight, so I couldn't list on eBay at all. And I think that was on Sunday. I think that was Sunday that happened. Yeah. Okay. I
How are you
can't
feeling,
think.
by
I'm
the way?
gonna when I go
How are
check
you
on
feeling?
Dalton, I'm gonna get Tylenol. My head is like killing me.
Oh no.
All right. Here's Dalton.
Ew, that's so cute.
You're getting to see all of them. And thank you guys for all the super chats, because there are a lot. We have been going through them still. My good friend Drew, Reckless by Design, said, sorry I'm late. Have an amazing show, guys. You got this, Cat. Drew gets me swimming, so here you go. Since all of you yell at me that the alligators are going to eat me when I go swimming in the springs, we have a super chat just for that. Yeah. You know, I had another one, but it was before I lost all the weight, so I had to go make a new one. So that's the new one. I have the old one, but I probably will not play the old one anymore now that I have that one. All right. Let me see. I think I have two more, and then I can go check on Dalton, but he's happy because I'm letting him watch his phone until I get there. My good friend Elena, Treasure Diva Thrift, sent $1.99. I already played the kitty cat, though. That's her favorite. See, and I know what people's favorites are. Oh, I have more. I'll play the pillow fight. I have more. Trust me, I have more. He was so little then, and he's not that little anymore.
I felt like I met him once, and he was the sweetest little thing, like in Las Vegas. He was so tiny.
He's a good kid. He is. He's still super skinny. He's gotten taller, and he hasn't gained weight, so now he's even skinnier. All right. I have one more super chat, and then my amazing friend Scott gifted you guys membership. So if you're all of a sudden a member, thanks Scott Cha-Ching King in the chat. He gifted 10 memberships. That means I get to play my sea turtle after this one. 1 Inch Rock said, I discovered a jewelry piece that's relatively high priced already, and it's also a book piece. How should I price and promote?
Ooh, that's a great question. If you're doing like a static listing, I would put it obviously comparable to what you're seeing that's already out there, because you don't want to like go too much higher, because then they'll just buy it from somebody else, obviously. But I would reference the fact in the keywords that it's a book piece. Maybe even show it, one of your pictures be the book piece if you have it. And you know, this is so many great descriptive words that you can use for jewelry. That's one of my favorite parts about jewelry. You know, you got some colors, rhinestones, and you know, all the different styles. So I think that's gonna be your key to standing out with other, and then promote it, because there's a ton. If I've noticed anything, if you're selling primarily on eBay, even Macari and Poshmark, there's tons of jewelry sellers, like a ton. So promoting, I think, would help that. And then share your listing. There's lots of Facebook groups and stuff. Not all of them allow you to sell in the Facebook group, so that's not what I'm saying. But you know, you can put it out there that you have, like, you can say, oh, look what this beautiful piece of Juliana that I found in the Juliana group. And you know, somebody might search you for, like, on an eBay if you're using the same name, and find it that way too.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree. And one thing that I've noticed is that even in the promoting, just talking about promoting your jewelry or an epic piece, is show how you use it, show how it works, show how it looks, you know, in your listing. That's always a huge. It just it just juices it up, and then. Also, yeah, the promoting. I'll make a short about it. I will make it actually my thumbnail, which is what I did with the strawberry thermoset. It's my thumbnail. It's like the piece, and so you know, just showcasing it And social media is powerful. You know, I mean, if you're doing Instagram, YouTube, you know, sharing it with friends, tagging a friend if that's okay, tagging people, it really helps out. It really spreads the word. Yeah.
Yeah, I just say take good pictures and spread the word. If you're just listening on eBay, spread the word. Always can help. Social media is huge. Someone might see it, they might want to buy it. Price it competitively, like Sandi said. It's always the best way to go about anything. And yeah, that's all I got on that. I'm not a high-priced jewelry seller, so I'm not experienced in the game.
Dalton is writing holla in the chat. That's why I was laughing.
Bruh.
Let everybody know that is
Does he say
Dalton.
bruh?
YOLO. He does. Yes,
He does.
Even
He
as
calls
a
you bruh.
jerk, he says bruh. For a while, everybody was bruh.
Right.
What I would do, he knows that it's bedtime. He knows. What I would do if I had this piece, just from doing my research videos, I would put it on auction. That's exactly what I would do. I would put it on a 10-day auction. I would start it on a Thursday night, probably 7 p.m. Pacific time. And I would run it 10 days. I would start it at the lowest I was willing to take, not super high, because you want people to get invested in it and feel like it's theirs, and that will drive the price up. And that's what I would do. Especially if it's a Juliana, you know, if it's a Shriner, if it's one of the names that are in demand, I would put it on auction. Harry Humstone is in the chat. What's going on, my friend? All right, let me find this, and then I'm gonna play the turtle for Scott, and then I'm coming, Dalton. I promise, buddy. I promise. I'm gonna do the rod one. I haven't done rod yet. We might as well still use it. Here we go.
Thank you guys for watching. Please make sure you like and subscribe. Until next time.
Did it play?
Yeah.
That my computer's like being all wonky. All right.
Have you
Last
updated?
one. Okay. He says okay. He came to make sure I wasn't lying. I told him I was going to do the super chats first, and then I was coming. So he came to check on me. That's why I came in the chat. All right. My good friend Scott gifted 10 memberships. Just real quick plug, guys. Tomorrow night is live sourcing, where I look for stuff on auction in your area. And Thursday is the store review. So everybody at the $1.99 membership can get a store review. That's Thursday night at 7 p.m. Eastern. And so if you just got those memberships, now is a good time, because we have live sourcing and the store reviews. Sourcing isn't included in your free one, though. I had some confusion with that before. There are different levels of memberships, but now is a good time. This week is like the week I'm doing everything. So I'm going to play Scott my turtle, and then I'll read the next question, and then I'm going to go check on Dalton. There you go. That's honestly, I think that one's my favorite one. All right, let's see. I'm going to try and find one that'll be talky, since I have to go check on him. Hold on.
We can stretch it out, Kat.
Yeah, we can stretch it out.
We got you.
And I mean, and Marcia can throw up another one. Teresa said, when you do your shipping, do you pick an item and then print its shipping label as you go, or do you print them all out and divide the labels with the items so there are no mistakes? I'm going to answer real quick first, since I'm going to run and check on him. For us, we pull everything that we are shipping for the day, and then we pack them. We write the zip code on them, and then we print all the labels together. Now, I will tell you, I have over the years had buyers with the same zip code, which is very rare, and items have got crossed. So after that happens, for about a week or two, we'll write their initials on it too, and then we get out of the habit of it again until it happens again. I think it's happened 2 or 3 times over 6 years that we've had buyers in the same zip code. But you got to figure, we're shipping out 50 plus a weekend. And now on Whatnot and Knickknacks, we write their name, like their username, so that we know whose box it is what we do on there. All right, I'm going to go check on Dalton and get him tucked in, and I will be back.
Okay, well, I'm going to answer that two ways. One, I have a shipper now, which I absolutely love. And I mean, as long as she's doing it right, I don't mind how she does it. But before, I am, if you know me, you know, I'm very type A personality. So I do one box at a time, one order at a time, one label at a time. And that way I know I'm not going to make any mistakes. But is it the best use of my time? Absolutely not. But I would rather take an extra, like after I have a big sale on knickknacks, for example, I might have to ship 50 items, right? So I would rather take the time and do every single one correctly. That will give me peace of mind, knowing that it's getting to the right person. There's no mix up in labels, there's no mix up in items, the wrong item isn't in the wrong box. That's just my personality. There is no right or wrong. When you develop a system that works for you, then stick with it. But just because I'm a type A personality, I have to do it that way because I don't want any mistakes. Because that's more anxiety provoking for me, is making a mistake and get upsetting a buyer than time efficiency. So that's my priority.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, at first I wouldn't be open to trying new things, new systems. Like for example, when we introduced bulk shipping labels on knickknacks.net, it was scary to me. I was used to doing just like Sandi, like one at a time, da, da, da. And it's still me. And then I have a system, I got it going. But I tried the bulk shipping, especially when it's just, somebody didn't purchase more than one item. I know for sure that I can stick with that weight. It's in the box I listed it with as, and I'm ready. I'm good to go. So I'll print out all those labels and then it'll be ready. And it is efficient. It is amazing. So I've done that. But I sometimes I'll change it up. Sometimes I'll write down the information like Kat. I'll write down the info, the name, and set it aside, and then I'll just print out all the labels, and then I'll just like match. And so I mean, it depends on my mood too. It depends if like I have something to do, and but don't be afraid to try new things. Don't be afraid to do that.
Shipping, it's a pretty important part of reselling because it's how you get the item to your customer. I've definitely messed up a few times and sent the wrong item to the wrong customer. It's never fun. But the customer is usually pretty cool if you can provide them with the right item or a refund. I only do it one at a time. I pick all my items in a group and then I bring them to my shipping station. I weigh them, I pack them, I slap the label on, and I move to the next. And I know it's not the most efficient way, but it works for me, and I'm not shipping out a ton of packages unless I do like a whatnot or something. And then you do have a bunch of packages, and I still do it one by one. I don't know. It's just the way I started, and maybe I haven't evolved. Maybe I can just do it that way. I don't mind that it takes me a little bit more time to do it one by one when I can try to make sure that all the right things are getting to the right people. I've never had the one where you mail one item to another person where it crisscrosses. All the times I've had the problem is putting the wrong item in the bag, thinking like a pair of shorts, a different pair of shorts, and not paying attention to the details. And it's happened to me a few times. It's never fun or satisfying and not profitable at all. So I wish I could minimize those mistakes. I try to tell myself, just pay attention more and make sure you put the right thing in the right thing, especially if it's like women's clothing. It's just women's clothing to me. I'm not a detail guy, so that's what it mostly happens on. I just pick up one thing, think it's another, put it in there, boom. Yeah. How are there no mistakes? There are always going to be mistakes. No matter what you do, there's going to be mistakes. It's all about how you accept them. And if you just overcome them, yeah. And I'm learning every day in this business. So yeah, just try to do your best. Always try to pack it up the best. Try to pack it safe. One time I had an item break. It was like a Peter Rabbit plate or something. It was vintage. This lady was so mad at me for destroying a vintage item. And I'm like, I'm sorry. I try my best. Not everything makes it there. And that's all I can do is try my best.
And when you're communicating, I feel like it's really important to just, even though it's hard sometimes, just to practice professional dialogue, because that is something that's going to be there. I mean, and it's hard sometimes, but but it actually can help diffuse a situation if it's a problem, you know. But I've honestly rarely had major problems with buyers.
All right. Dalton was very happy that everybody said hi to him. He was like,
Aw.
Mom, everybody was so he wasn't crying, which is the first time in weeks. So I'm like super happy. So maybe I'll have him start coming watch the show like right before I go in so he can
That's
see.
a good idea.
Yeah.
Yeah. So he did well. All right. Sue's Cool Vintage says, I received an offer on an item. I countered and then crickets. I'm regretting not accepting their offer. I think all of us have been there. Is there any way to accept their original offer?
If it's time expired, if you're talking eBay and the time expired, no, but I don't think there's anything you can do. I don't think there's anything wrong with if reaching out to that person and saying, hey, I'm sorry, I made a mistake. I will accept your offer if you're still like, just be nice. And, you know, like if you're still willing to purchase it or you want to purchase it, feel free to send me an offer or something along those lines. But yeah, we've all been there before. Man, I've been there like
You're like, oh,
many times. But you know, you got to balance it with like, but I'm like I said, I'm more of the, you know, fast nickel. So if it's a decent offer, I'm gonna take it. I'm not gonna nickel and dime my items. I just want to keep them moving. So, but I've been there.
yeah. Yeah, I've been there too. I've been there too. You know, I think what I've learned from those experiences is that I gotta slow down. Like if I might be in transit or I might be, I don't know, doing multiple things and I'm not really thinking, you know what, this has been sitting here for a long time. It's time to move on. And I will accept that offer. You know, and you also don't want, you know, I mean, listen, if it's a kind of an insulting offer, you know, and it's okay to not accept it. It's okay, you know. There's a lot of I've had, you know, oh my gosh, I can't believe I didn't accept it, but you know, reaching out just like Sandy said too, reaching out, if it's something they were like, you know what, I do believe that they will actually take this even though I didn't accept it or I countered and they didn't accept it. Reaching out, I don't think there's a problem with that.
The regretting not accepting the offer, it's something that happens, especially early on. It happened to my mom all the time. My one advice is you can't be too married to your pieces. You're buying it to sell it. So if there's an offer and it's a decent offer, take the offer, buy some more inventory with that, get something else listed. If you know it's worth more and you think someone's coming around the corner, and if this product is another one that's in high demand and you know people are looking for this, then maybe you can counter. If that thing's been sitting for a year plus, take the offer and buy something new. So I say take the offer, even if it's a little lower than you want. A sale today is a sale today.
I went back and forth 4 times with the buyer yesterday over $2 because they were way below my minimum and I wasn't gonna, and it wasn't something listed long and it was something I knew would sell. And it was like what I was willing to accept was really low and they were below that low. So yes, I had my low and I was not coming off of it. But the only way would be if they had messaged you, like then you could reach out to them, or if you recognize their name, you could go look. Sometimes you can look in like offers received and you might be able to get their name and contact them. Sometimes I can find that and sometimes I can't. For me, a lot of it, like I know everybody's saying move it fast. I'm pretty firm on not going below 10% the first 90 days. I'm okay sitting, but there are times when I will make an exception. And I say that a lot on my What Sold videos. And a lot of times that's because I'm having a slow sales day. And if I'm having a slow sales day, I didn't invest much into the item, I'm going to take it in hopes that that'll kick the eBay algorithm into gear and I'll get more sales. So, I mean, it's not like 100% rule, but I'm pretty strict on it. And like on Posh and stuff like that, you could make them another offer or comment on the item. But I've had a few where like they sent me a decent offer on an expensive item, but I'm like, oh, I just listed it, and I think, oh, well, like they sent it real fast, I'll get another one, and then it's sitting here a year later. So I would say on higher dollar items, really think about it, like, you know, because you might not get another one, you know, or your counter might not be well accepted. And Dalton came out here to tell me the candles were flickering. That's what he came out here to tell me. So hopefully he'll be okay. He has his phone. He'll text me if he wants. All right. Karen joined the membership. Thank you very much. And then Scott asked the question while you're waiting for me, but I beat him back. So I get to play my sea turtle again for Karen. Thank you for joining. All right. Dun, 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 dun. Here's Scott's question. That was for while I was gone, but now I'm back. But apparently I might be gone again. So maybe I should have tucked that in my back pocket. Scott said $10 and said, while waiting on Kat, what's your favorite find this year?
I've had so many good finds. Probably, I just found the other day. I have a couple. Does it have to be one? Like, does it really have to be one? Okay. So
It's so hard to pick just one.
I have found, with the help of one of my viewers, a Pyrex Lady on the Left butter dish, which is so extremely rare in the Amish butter print. So there's a misprint version. So it's supposed to be like when you look at the farmers, the man's on the left and the woman's on the right. Well, there's a misprint where there's it's called Lady on the Left, and that's like highly, highly collectible and sought after. So I found one of those with the help of a viewer, and then that's probably in the last few weeks. I mean, I've been finding some fantastic glass because we were just at Brimfield, and before that I was at Madison Bachville with Jocelyn. Christina was at Brimfield with us, and there was some fantastic glass finds out there. So I have it right here. Do you want to see it? Want to see it? Can I do a show and tell?
Yes, please.
Okay. So this is a Rick Hunter vase. I do a lot of glass. It's just a beautiful, it's like a iridescent splatter, and Rick Hunter is a fantastic glass artist. So that's probably my favorite find in the last few months.
All right, Mikey. Christina's MIA. Oh, she's back.
She's back.
Psych.
All right, I had to get one of my favorites. That's such a hard question. That is, I mean, jewelry has definitely taken a huge step in my reselling career this year, last year too. I just I'm enjoying all of it. So one of my favorite, I've been finding a lot of Fire and Light. Fire and Light has just been, I mean, Sandi was kind of there with me when we were shopping, and I saw it through the shelves, and I literally went through the shelves like, that's Fire and Light. I mean, it's just so exciting. So Fire and Light has been really fun to find in terms of hard goods, but jewelry wise, micro mosaics have been it's just been a humbling journey with those micros. If you don't know what micro mosaics are, it's an Italian jewelry piece. Could be a frame. It also could be a frame. It could be apparently a magnifying glass. It could be a lot of beautiful things. And so finding unique micro mosaics are amazing. They're little tiny glass tiles that are inlaid and like somehow adhered. Maybe, I don't know, Sandi, what is it? It's adhered with some kind of glue or paste or putty or something, but they're just intricate, beautiful pieces that can look like flowers or just designs. You look it up, you guys. It's amazing. So I found a compact micro mosaic in Paso Robles. That was an epic. That was pretty amazing. So that was very popular. Oh, and then I found a micro mosaic magnifying glass at a thrift store. That was another, I couldn't find anything like it. And that was That was incredible. And then just recently, I'll do a little show and tell, and I'll pass it along. I love this so much. I was almost gonna wear it tonight. It's this thermoset strawberry Lisner multicolor necklace, and it's just I love it so much. I almost want to eat it, which is kind of a joke. Thank you. I was very excited. So that I found that in Brimfield. So those are my top 3.
My favorite find, I don't know, I find lots of things, but recently, I gotta say, not my highest value finds. I mean, finding stuff to make money to pay bills is great, but what I really like is finding cool things for myself, especially shirts. So I found a Rain Spooner Las Vegas Hawaiian shirt. I'm very excited about it. It's black. Sunny actually has the same exact one. We're going twinning for sure. I wore it 4 days in a row. So right now, that's my current favorite find of the year. Just a simple Hawaiian shirt.
So I ran because Christina doing her show and tell made me think of what I really think. And I've tried to show these to you guys multiple times, and I'm like, where did she put them? If you remember, because I have my Kachina shelf to my right. These are on my display shelf. Are you ready for this? I don't know if you're ready for this cuteness.
Oh gosh.
Like, this is the cutest thing you've ever seen, ever. Look at them.
What?
They're
They're
mini
so tiny.
Kachinas, and they are
Little
signed
Kachinas.
Hopi mini Kachinas.
What?
Aren't they like? And I got like 10 of them. They're I've never seen Kachinas this little.
Wait, how
And
many
this
do you
might
have?
be a case. I got like 10 of them, and this might be a case of the miniatures are going to be worth more than the big ones. I have never seen Kachinas this tiny, and like, so those were like super exciting. I found tons of Native American stuff. I think the other thing, and I showed you guys, I found like 500 carat carved emeralds, and got them for a pretty good price. So those would probably be my second. I found tons of good stuff this year, but those, and I like the miniatures. Like I showed, I think my Acoma owls, they're right here too. All my favorite stuff is close, so I can look at it. Like my little mini, I love the mini stuff. My little miniature Acoma pottery too. And all of these came from my, I know a couple of you in chat know it. Do not tell my auction, please, that I buy from every week.
The one I told
And
you
they know
about?
me. No.
Oh, it's a
No,
different
they're
one?
only every month. If they were every week, that would be horrible because I spend thousands of dollars. I only spent $3,000 today, though. It wasn't bad. Last time was $6,000, I think. No, this one's out in the Southwest, so they have all my Native American stuff that I love, and they're every week. The owner knows me very well. But yeah. All right, Scott, because, and I have not played this one, because he asked for his $10 back. This is what he's getting.
Yeah, that's my favorite one. I think that's my favorite.
What does his Speedo say? What does his butt say? What is that? Not that I'm looking.
I don't even know. I mean, obviously it's not Kevin's real butt.
No.
Yvonne transposed Kevin's head onto that random man's body.
I just want to know what it says.
Okay, now we have to watch it again to see what Kevin's butt says.
Yeah.
Yeah, we definitely have to do that. All right, let's see. Oh, this is one of my favorite things to get. I got some gorgeous ones of these today as well. Mary Jo Schrader said she picked up 2 old rosaries, both marked sterling. Comps are all over the place. What is the best way to price? Should I clean them or leave the patina? One is engraved 1940.
Well, when it comes to jewelry, when I do my live selling, I start everything at $1. I really do. I don't want to, I know there's some really high value stuff out there and you don't want to do that. But, Christina and I have spent a lot of time building our brand and building our audience so that we're able to do that. So I don't recommend that for everybody. So if you have to look at comparable prices, I know prices can be all over the place. It's not just rosaries, it's everywhere, it's everything. Try to find a middle ground, but look at the sold comps too, not just the listed prices, but the sold comps, just to make sure you're getting a fair price. And I personally like patina that shows age. I do not clean my jewelry because and the thing is, if you buy it, you can always clean it, but you can't always put the patina back. And some people actually do like the patina. So it's just a personal preference. Again, you can clean it if you want, and there's nothing wrong with cleaning your jewelry, but it's just a personal preference.
Yeah. Same thing. I like the character of patina. It's definitely something that, and then also, you know, you never know what people are going to prefer. And even if they liked it clean, they might like it when they get it in person and say, you know what, I actually prefer it this way. They can always clean it up if they want it shiny and bright. And yes, so it's also very, when I just sold a rosary, it's actually more of a modern rosary, and I knew it looked good, and the quality was there. If it when in doubt, if you're a live seller, I would put it in auction. And yes, I do start items at $1. Sometimes I'll go back and forth, but when you have it there, it's exciting. You promote it, you do your thing, you share it, and then this is again live selling. It really can make a difference.
What I'm doing, sometimes I run across stuff that I'm just not familiar with. The comps are all over the place. There's different variations. And I really can't figure out what it is. And I'm not going to ask friends or post about it somewhere. I'm just going to take it all into my own hands and try to figure this one out. So if I do that, I'm going to just price it high, hope. If it sits for a long time, I'm just going to lower the price and see if it will sell. This is not the right way to do it. This is just the lazy way when you don't know. Price it high, move the price down. And I probably wouldn't clean it. I would let someone else clean it. Some people like them tarnished. Some people like them cleaned. If you haven't cleaned, you can't sell to the people that like them tarnished.
So the last rosary I sold was actually less than 2 weeks ago, and it was a sterling silver. I sold it for $180, and it sold in under a week. But it was branded. It was Creed, which is a company out of Massachusetts, and it was new with the tag. So I knew what company it was, and I was able to comp it like that. So for like the one that's engraved 1940, I would search 1940 sterling rosary and look for something similar to yours, because you want to try, like I found my exact rosary, the one I sold for $180, and I've sold one other one recently. It was not sterling, and it sold for $63 because it was all glass beads. So there's a bunch of, like, I love selling rosaries. I really do. They're one of my favorite things. I would definitely leave the patina. I don't clean anything. Anybody that knows me knows I don't clean anything. But I think like I would be worried I would damage it or scratch it. And I think most buyers are okay with it. Some of them like the patina and leave it because that ages it. And you could price high and let it sit. I've done that. And I've had some rosaries that took over a year. If you didn't pay much for them, then that would be the way I would go with it. Not necessarily like $200. I might go like $100 if there's no name on it or you can't find the exact one. I would say probably like the $99 price point for a sterling unbranded is where I would be. If you watch my store, I just pick some up, but I don't know when I'll get them listed that weren't branded either. But you normally, like, because all rosaries are not the same. If you zoom in, a lot of times you can find very, very similar ones to know a better, comp as far as where to price them. All right. Miss Wendy says, can you tell me what program you guys use for your inventory? I know we discussed it before, but I need to write it down.
I don't use one. If that's a question for me, I don't. I mean, honestly, that's the beauty of live selling. Everything I can buy, I can have sold the next week. As long as I'm doing really fair start prices, it'll be gone. So I don't use an inventory system because I just constantly push it out.
Yeah, same thing. For me, when I was selling first on eBay, I actually, I'm looking at them right now, the old boxes that we used. I used banker boxes, and I had A1, A2, B1, B2. I had them sort of tagged. That wasn't until later that I learned my lesson after the fact. Did it work? Yeah, it did. It did work. I had things placed fine. I didn't use any like program or anything like that. But now again, live selling on knickknacks, it's in and out. That's my thing, getting something I really love and selling it, promoting it, having fun with it, and enjoying the process with everybody in the chat and moving it along.
All right. Yeah. And I don't use any kind of programs for my inventory, so I can't help you out on that one. Hopefully Kat can.
I cannot. My new tattoo is itching very bad. Sorry. LP has one, and I didn't even know this. It'll even print stickers for your inventory, which is absolutely crazy. I don't utilize that. I'm sure they have videos on it. I just use the SKU field, and then we have like A1, A2, A3, A4. If you search the Nurse Flipper sheds, you'll see my chaotic inventory system, but we find what sells out of 8,000 items. So it might not look pretty, but it works. And then for our live sales, we either, if it's something where it's like specialized and we only have a few buyers, like when I do scarves and linens, it tends to be like 4 or 5 main buyers. I make bags with their names on it and just put it in the bags. For jewelry, we label like A1 to A100, and then we have them in those. But I don't, maybe in the chat they'll be able to help. I haven't ever used an actual program. I know we've had guests that have, but I don't know what they are. I'm sorry. Mark is here. He was not here last week. Marsha has some relief help. Mark is my other moderator, if you guys do not know. And Mark always gets Rod. So we're going to get Rod twice tonight. Here we go.
Thank you guys for watching. Please make sure you like and subscribe. Until next time.
The owl. I posted it on Facebook. I don't know if you guys saw it. Let me see if I can find it. Because I told everybody I'm not taking my shirt off and showing you my owl. I'll show you a picture.
Is it realistic? Is it kitschy?
It is.
Is it
Here.
realistic?
That is my owl.
Oh, cool.
And it's very itchy right now.
Stop thinking about it.
It's I just took I had the second skin on it to protect it, and I just took it off tonight. And so now I can itch it, which is a problem. Before I was just like,
smack it.
Crap. Tap it. All right. Jillian said, I'm just using List Perfectly. Do we add shipping crossed on, or do we cross post and then go to the posting site and do shipping? I'm just going to answer this. You do the shipping, the weight on List Perfectly, and then it will fill it in for you on the platforms. Sometimes Mercari is a pain in the butt and it doesn't autofill and you have to click it. Posh is easy because as long as it's under 5 pounds, it's the same. So Posh doesn't care what it weighs. But eBay, it's pretty good about filling it out. Just make sure that what you want is chosen. Like I went and changed one of my listings to overnight shipping for a buyer. And then that was the last one saved. So the next 10 I opened with List Perfectly went to overnight shipping. And luckily I saw it. So just make sure, because it remembers your last choice. If you happen to put, priority or overnight on something, make sure you change it back. But there is a spot at the bottom of the listing. You can put the size of the box. I put 8 by 8 by 8 on everything, as long as I know it's not oversized. And then I just put the weight. That's how I do it. We answered this when we answered it. If you don't have someone to back you up, could you go on vacation mode? Yes, if you're sick. That was one of the first questions. I think it might have been the first question we answered. If you feel like you're starting to get sick, or like if it's something chronic that you know, like this is how this is going to go, then yes, I definitely would throw the store on vacation mode in that situation for sure. But it's not going to save you for the sales that were made before you put your store into vacation mode. All right, Mikey. Patty says you look really great, and she wants to know, how is Super Court? I love
Super
Courtney.
Court.
Mikey's wife is Courtney, and she's amazing.
Thank you so much. Super Court's doing great. She's getting ready. We're going on a little date after this. Yeah, all is good.
I saw the light shining in. See, Mikey and Christina are both 3 hours behind. It's still early there. Like, it's dark here. I saw the light hit Mikey's. I'm like, there's no. Yeah, so big time difference.
Natural light.
Mikey, enjoy your date for sure. All right. To Sandi and Moonsky, love the scavenger hunt at Brimfield. Also love the giant silver moon and star you bought. How did you get it home?
Well, Jocelyn's babysitting. I called the airline. Okay, so if you don't know, I came across this really cool folk art crescent moon with it's huge. I'm like, it's 3 feet. No, it's like 4 feet with the star dangling on it, and it's really cool looking. I had to get it. My name is Moonsky. Moon is for our daughter Luna, and Sky is for our daughter Ciela, like Cielo, the sky. And so so I'm like, oh my gosh, this is everything. Yeah, the airline said I had to buy an extra seat if I wanted to take it home. And I'm like, you're gonna have to ship it. She's like, okay, so she has it.
That's funny.
Yeah, it's cool. It's a cool moon.
All right. Jillian wants to know, will you please tell me how to find items just like mine listed on eBay? I know how to find sold items for the item I'm selling, like a certain ring, but it pulls up everything. I don't know that there's an answer to this. eBay's search function sucks. Like, it just sucks. Normally in the sold section, it'll pull it up, but in the for sale section, I get all kinds of junk. So I don't know if anybody else on the panel has a tip.
I mean, maybe Google search might bring you to something.
That's what I was going to say. Because Google search will bring up eBay listings, and then you can click on the eBay listing, and it'll pull up hopefully the exact item you have, and you can just do sell similar. When you do sell similar, though, you have to read the entire listing, because sometimes people put in crap that's not correct. So
in the specifics, mostly.
Yes.
Yeah. And you can also find items listed in knickknacks as well. It'll pop up in Google search.
Nice. All right. Kim says, I have a buyer whose package was returned to me by the post office. His address is vacant. The buyer said the address is correct. How do I proceed?
For me, I think it depends on the actual price of the item. If it was a cheap item, like $10 or less, then I would ask them, how would you like to proceed? Like, do you want to purchase another label, or do you want to just a full refund? But if it was something like a large I don't want to say large, but like a very high-end expensive item, I'll dish out the extra money to have it resent. And I mean, but you got to be careful, make sure it's the right address. Like, obviously double check to make sure the address is correct and everything. But I don't think I've ever had that happen. No, I don't think I've ever had that happen. So, I mean, professionalism is how I would handle it. That's it.
Yeah, I've had that happen. I think it was eBay. I had that happen on eBay, and I basically said, "Hey, please contact eBay and make sure that you guys see the same address. This is what we have." Sometimes it could be, I don't know. There was something that was lowercase, or I don't know. It was something silly where the post office had returned it. And so I said, you know what, let me know, get back to me, let me know how you want to proceed. And I do agree with Sandi. If it's like a low price item, is it worth your time? Because time is money.
Yeah, definitely got to just stay in contact with the customer always helps. And I guess if they want it, they want it, and mail it out to them. And I guess, I mean, if you just try to make sure it all goes through eBay is the best way to protect yourself on something like this.
Yeah, I would probably, if it was like a lower weight item, I would probably try shipping it back out, because the post office can be a ding dong sometimes. And just verify with them again, but that's going to be out of your pocket is what. So I wouldn't feel comfortable asking a buyer if I was sending it to the same address. Like if they were giving me a different address, then I would feel like I should, I would ask them for the postage if it was their error. But in this case, it's not either of your errors. So as a seller, I would take on that expense. Hopefully, like I said, it's a lightweight item. I would just do it. It looks like Susan's saying she reshipped something via UPS, took a hit on the shipping. So, I mean, that's another thing too. You could go with UPS or FedEx and try doing that instead of using the post office. That would definitely be a good alternative as well. All right. Karen said, how close to 250 should I get before getting a store? I will have 200 by the end of September.
Oh, that's a tough, like your eBay store. I just do it anyway. I mean, I don't sell a heck of a lot on eBay anymore, but I still have the store because you can buy the supplies. I mean, the cost of the store extra fee, you get a coupon for the supplies, so it kind of evens out for me. So I've never changed it.
Yeah, same thing. Same thing when I was selling basically on eBay. I don't know. You'll have great service and an awesome store on knickknacks. So that's all I can say. With 1 to 200.
I've actually seen spreadsheets out there that tell you when exactly it's profitable to get the store or not get the store. If you want to go that precise, you can try to look the internet up that. But I say if 250 is where you think you should get the store at, just get the store now, and maybe that'll give you motivation to get listing. If you're just going to keep going and keep doing eBay, get the store now, get more listings up there to make it more valuable, and you get the coupon. You can get free tape. I never buy tape. I love the eBay tape. Some people use other stuff. The tape, it's wonderful. It works. It's bright and shiny. My customers are happy. They know when the eBay tape box comes, it's from Mikey. So that's what I would definitely do. Just do it and step it up and list more.
I like that motivation piece.
Let's do it.
Yeah, and I mean, I'm kind of like that too. Obviously, I have way more than that. I think Rod used to know the number. I want to say it's way over 250 before it hold on, because it's I want to say 30 cents a listing. So in order for it to be worth the $9.99 store, hold on, I'm finding my calculator. Yeah, it's that's not right. Maybe it is right. It looks like it would be 280-ish, then you'd be more beneficial. 280 to get a store. So I would do it. You don't get the free shipping money unless it's a $19.99 store though. So that's not a motivating point unless you do that. But the only benefits I like is being able to do the categorized sales and stuff like that. So there's other benefits. I have a level where I'm getting the shipping coupon too though. So yeah. And I mean, it's tax deductible too is the other thing. All right. Miss Karen also said, she said a buyer message with a question about an item. I responded. Now I can't figure it out. I'm going to go ahead and pop up a screen share for you here. And I'll just show you guys how to do it because I think that's the easiest way. All you have to do is go to my eBay and messages. Now on the phone, it's hard as heck. A lot of stuff I only do on the computer. But you can see here, just go to my eBay and then messages and your messages will pop up. I messaged, look, these people bought my chairs. They bought chairs and didn't tell me if they're picking them up or if I need to get freight. They just bought the chairs. And I'm like, are you picking these chairs up? How are we getting? They haven't answered me. Maybe they won't pay and I'll just have to relist them. Laura wants to know, do I have to have an iPhone to list on Knickknacks?
No. No. I'll let Christina answer this. She's the expert, but no.
No, you do not need an iPhone or iOS to list on Knickknacks. You can also use your Android. And you can go a few ways with that too. You can list straight on your iOS. You can list straight from your phone. You can also utilize the seller dashboard on your through your profile on Knickknacks. And it's easy peasy.
All right. Perfect. All right. To those that sell jewelry, what do you do with broken jewelry that are silver or gold? This is a good question.
I kind of just hoard it. I know that's a bad answer, but if it's silver or gold, and I am a costume jewelry seller. I seek out costume jewelry. With that being said, there are times I buy huge lots of jewelry and there will be some silver and gold. If it's good, I will sell it outright. If it's I don't fix things either. So if it's like something I feel someone else can salvage, I'll either sell it individually or throw it into a craft bag and then let the buyer decide what they want to do with it. But sometimes I just hoard it. I have like a little box of silver, not so much gold. I don't find a lot of gold, but like sterling that's just sitting there. It just sits there. I mean, you can always pawn it off, I guess, but it just sits there for me.
Sandy's gonna cringe. I will throw it in the crap lot. But honestly, there's somebody who would like. I run it for $1.
Yeah,
I run it for $1, and it's not in any way being disrespectful to the gold and silver. You know, again, I state it's not tested. I don't test everything, so I'm very clear on that. If it's marked and it looks like a legitimate mark, because you know the fake marks and fake 925s, you know, and so if it's, I do state if it's tested or not. But you know what? It's also super exciting to run it for $1, and everybody gets excited too, and we're having fun. And you know what? You'd be surprised. So that's another cool thing about live selling is like, you know, you're going to get people who love the crafting pieces. They don't mind if something's broken. Let's just talk about costume jewelry. They don't mind if something's broken. I know Sandy has high standards. She's like, listen, this is missing a stone. I am not running it. I'm like, girl, run that thing. Like, it's fun. If someone's going to want, or someone may have, like I've sold, I think I still have a bag. Yeah. I have like a thermos set. I have some rhinestones in here, but I also sell those. Like if something falls out, I'll sell that and people will take it and repair things and make beautiful things, you guys, out of broken jewelry. So lotting it up is super fun. Enjoying a show where, oh my gosh, it's marked, what, 18 karat? But I mean, well, listen, I've learned my lesson. I'm going to tell you guys, I ran a, my friend just laughs at me. I didn't read it closely. It was an antique pansy, gold. I think it was 18 karat gold pansy with a diamond. And I'm like, wee, let's go. And I think I started it for like $10. And but it's a story now. And actually people, they're like, you know, they enjoyed it. And we talk about it and laugh at it. That was like a year ago. And they come back and we have fun. So you gotta have to read the room. But long story short, crafting lots, run it, move it along.
Yeah, my broken gold or silver usually just sits, and then like if I do find something that I'm going to go scrap, I'll throw it in with that. But pretty much I don't do anything with it really. Sometimes I will throw it in some lots though on Whatnot with some jewelry stuff. It's fun. So I don't know any other ways. I know people really do like for the crafting, and I mean if you could get lots of pieces, maybe you can get a few bucks.
Yeah, so I can't stop.
Kat.
Zen, my friend, Zen.
They're yelling at you.
You're making me want to.
Yeah, I'm so itchy right now.
Gosh.
Now my head itch.
Oh, geez.
So we do Okay, we do multiple things. So sometimes we will put it in lots on Whatnot. We do that too. Like we'll be like scrap sterling lot. We'll show the weight, and we'll start it though low. Like if we're doing $5 sterling lot, like pieces, then we'll start the whole sterling lot at $5. Depend, like no matter how much it is. We have repurposed. So with sterling earrings that are single earrings, I will make them into pendants and I will sell them. So if it's a piece that I think I can repurpose, I will repurpose it. Me or Shannon. Shannon's been doing it lately. I also have sold them on eBay at a listed price, like around like where I wanted for a gram. And yeah, so I'm not lucky enough to find scrap gold. I can't find any gold. That's just not happening. But I get enough sterling lots that I do have scrap sterling stuff. And again, if I can make something with it, I will make it. And if not, we'll just either lot it on eBay or whatnot. All right. Let's see. I cannot stop itching. I take Benadryl at bedtime, so I'll be okay. Jillian is saying eBay is acting like I don't exist. I can't get a message to the help center. Does anybody? I never message those suckers, so I'm no help here. I just figure stuff out.
Yeah. Well, you can't call them anymore, can you? You used to be able to call them.
There's a way. Somebody knows. Somebody in the chat, I bet knows.
Well, I do hear that I heard that Facebook.
The Facebook for business, is that still going on?
I think. I don't know.
Yeah, that's what I heard too, but I don't know if it's still good. I haven't had a contact eBay in a while.
It's a myth. Who knows?
It's a myth.
No, I know. Yeah. No, I mean, I've never had an issue. Sorry, I never had an issue getting a hold of somebody. I think when I was selling on eBay, I'd actually go on the menu far down, ask for help, and then it creates another bullet point. Okay, do you need help with this, this, and this? I click on it, and we'll call you in a minute. Mm-hmm. That's what I remember from that. And then, with knickknacks, we are ran by district. And so they're quick, you send an email and, they'll respond and then get back to you, I think, within that business day.
Yeah. I think there's a lot of but if you have just general questions, if you have something like a specific issue that pertains only to you, this won't help. But if you have general eBay questions, there's plenty of groups on Facebook, like eBay groups, that you can throw that question in the chat, and someone can help you, but if you have something specific you need a person for, good luck.
All right. Hold on.
Kat, do you still ask everyone to put their questions in capital letters?
Yeah, if they can, but Marsha's pretty good about catching them. She's been catching them regardless.
And
Marsha's wonderful. We'll answer this, and then I'm going to put Sarah put a member message up. Amy said, at what rate do you promote? So I think the first question, though, should be, do you promote? And if you do, what rate do you promote at?
Typically, I do 4 to 6%. If it is a nicer piece of jewelry, since it's so saturated, I do 10%. But nothing ever more than 10%, and that's rare. But 4 to 6 is my general.
I don't really have a percentage. Are you do you also mean promoting your items? The
percent, the paid promotion on eBay. But if you haven't been listing on eBay.
Oh, no.
Just pass, Christina.
I'm passing.
All right. Promoted listings. I used to promote them higher, almost even the trending rate. They were getting so expensive. And I actually talked to some eBay guy, and he said, hey, try them at about 3%. And I just do them at 3% now. I haven't noticed a higher or lower, promoted listings rate, because I'm not studying the rate and the sell through and all that enough. But I think he said 3% should just do it. So that's why I just rock out 3%. I also try to make sure that I have good items that are going to sell and that are popular. That's really what's going to help you sell. If you got something that people don't really want, even if you promote it at 50%, nobody wants it. So it's going to be tough to sell.
Mm-hmm.
I am over the top, and I promote at 14%. I was at 15. I dropped it to 14. I'm going to drop it to 13. I know better than to promote high and cut it in half because eBay will slap your hand. And I say this every time somebody asks this, do not try it at 10 and decide you want to drop it down to 3 because Mikey just said that. You need to drop it from 10 to 8 to 6 to 4 to 3. I'm dropping only by 1% a month, and I normally do 10. And mine's because A, I buy so low, and B, I sell in volume. So mine's more about volume. So I'm okay with losing that extra 10%. And Poshmark is 20% in fees. You know, I look at it like that. Like if I sold it on Posh, it cost me 20% anyways. So when we were having really, really slow sales, I bumped it up to 15 because I know I buy so low. I'm okay with that. And now I'm trying to lower it down, but only by 1% a month to get it back to where I want it. So I'm trying to get it back down to 10, I think is my goal. Sarah sent her member and said so much love and prayers for Sunny and family. Thank you. I know he was in here earlier. I don't know if he's still in here now. Is it going to do it? Do you have an iPhone? Do it. Did it do it? It didn't do it. I don't have an iPhone. I can't do it.
What does it do?
It makes hearts.
Yeah, I don't.
Somebody
I
did
have.
it by accident one night. It was funny as crap. It
I
scared
don't
us.
even know how to do it.
I think you have to put it.
Good.
I think it's too busy. There we go.
We love you, Sunny.
You're all crying.
People are entering like, what are they doing?
I know. They're like, what in the heck?
There.
Michelle said, I think I found a Marilyn Monroe lighter like one of hers in a storage locker. Any suggestions on how she can authenticate it?
Ooh, lighters? I don't know any lighter experts. I don't even know if there's a lighter Facebook group, to tell you the truth. That's a very specific.
But I wonder if there's a Marilyn Monroe
Yeah.
Facebook group.
Right.
There might be a Marilyn Monroe. That you're probably better off. You're right, looking for a Marilyn Monroe Facebook group that can help with that.
Yeah, I'm actually looking right now.
I
to
mean,
the bottom of it.
I would feel like not George, because George is behind. George is busy. But I wonder if like an antiques appraiser person would be able to at least shoot you in the right direction of where you should go.
I know that there are avid like vintage lighter collectors out there. Like I know that I'm pretty dang sure of it. I can't find a Marilyn Monroe.
There's got to be a Marilyn Monroe
There's got
group.
well, you know, I mean, be careful. Careful when you search. No, I'm kidding. But you know, I mean, even like a vintage, I mean, even if you go as far as broad as just a vintage group, I mean, that's my immediate thought is like, you know, find someone on Facebook. I mean, honestly, anything, if I'm trying to identify paperweights or, you know, Murano glass, Italian thing, you know, pottery, I turn to Facebook groups. And we also plug. We also on Knickknacks have supportive groups there too that may know a few things. So, yeah.
And Jocelyn's group too is great. I've posted
signatures
there before on Facebook too. So yeah, I mean but that's not gonna authenticate it. Like I feel like that's something that you're gonna need paper, you know, if it's that valuable. Like, what if it's not? I would almost look it up on WorthPoint. What if it is authentic and it's not worth that much still? Yeah. Then I would just list it and put not authenticated and let it go if it were me. Like, if the authenticated ones, watch, I could look real quick. If the authenticated ones don't sell for much, I'll look real quick. Then there would be no point in worrying about it. I'm going to do high to low. Let's see what the highest Marilyn Monroe lighter has sold for. Dun da da da.
There's a lot of
That's
lighters out there.
There's a El Morocco lighter. I'm finding all kinds of other. St. DuPont Marilyn Monroe Lignier lighter sold for $1,250. It might be worth going down a rabbit hole for. Maybe. All right. I thought this is perfect with Sandi in the hot seat. Does anyone travel around the country and do live sales and pop-ups? But she's saying with other resellers. So if so, put me on your list. She wants to do live sales but needs guidance.
Yes. I did live in my van full time for several years and I was a live seller. I still a live seller. I just spent literally all of last month I was on the road traveling between New York and Massachusetts. So, and yes, Christina and I co-sell all the time. We sell jewelry together on knickknacks. It's different. I know this isn't going to apply to a lot of people, so I don't want to spend a whole lot of time on it. But the complication when you're traveling is the shipping, because you're constantly moving from a different address. So I have to use pirate ship because they allow me to have my return address in case it does get sent back. It needs to come back to me. But the ship from address has to be correct, so that way this shipping's corrected, like calculated correctly. So that's the only hiccup I found any differently with traveling versus selling from your same old house that you live in every day. So in terms, if that's what you meant by like co-selling,
I'm wondering if she means like if somebody's by her
right next
I think
to her?
like if you're traveling and in her area.
I have
Like she
offered to
wants to
help
do a live
sometimes.
sale with someone. But can't you co-host on like knickknacks and stuff?
Yes, you can co-host. Actually, Knickknacks does this really great train. It's called the newbie train. So every new seller, I don't want to say that they have to, but they're very highly encouraged. They come on and do this train, which is back-to-back selling. And it's like experienced person, a new person, experienced person, new person. And everybody knows that. So they're very understanding. They get to learn. And there's also like a practice mode. So you can go in and have a live sale without being live and touch all the buttons and push all the things. And the whole community is super nice over there and super supportive. So even if you are live and you make a mistake, nobody cares. They're just very patient and kind. So it's not something I would worry about. Yes, I have helped other people before in the past. I've offered friends. I have gone to one of my friend's house and helped her lifestyle in person, but I don't drive places. I just happen to be there. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I think that's what she meant. Miss Patty, she's been in the chat most of the night. Maybe she'll let us know what she means. Miss Linda wants to know, you changed your name back. Your name was different and now it's back. What is the grail that you haven't found yet?
Pools of light.
Now you got me looking for it, Sandi.
I know.
What
Pools
is
of
it?
light. It's Pools of Light. It is it's an antique piece of jewelry. They make necklaces, bracelets, earrings, and what it is, it looks like a clear marble. But instead of drilling through the glass to make it into a bead, they encase it in beautiful metal. They're gorgeous. I have never found one, and if I find one, I'm not selling it. Sorry. That is my holy grail.
That is so cool.
And no one can find it for her.
No.
No.
Interesting.
You know, I don't really have a holy grail. I just appreciate because we're always learning. Like right now, you guys probably didn't know what a pool of light was. I didn't know until Sandi mentioned it. I think it was during our live sale, right? Anyway, someone asked that same question. But you know, I just enjoy finding something that someone's like, oh my gosh, I've been looking for that forever. And so my holy grail is just finding things that people have been searching for a while, or it's people that didn't know they wanted. So yeah, I love it all.
Man, my holy grail, I don't know if I have any holy grail. The one thing that I really did want to find when I was thrifting and first started I really like finding basketball jerseys because I couldn't get them when I was a kid. But when I'm an adult and they're at the thrift stores, you can get all the old players for cheap. It was great. Nowadays, they don't have so many jerseys out. But I did find at wasn't quite, I guess it was a secondhand clothing store of Vlade Divac's, my favorite basketball player, basketball jersey. And I got it for a great price because they're really expensive on eBay. So my grail was completed. I'm a happy man.
Yeah, I don't have like overly, I would like to find Fire and Light. I have never found that. And then I've never found a Glassy Baby either.
Ooh, I got one.
Yeah, I never have, but I don't thrift a lot, guys. I buy on online auctions, so I'm not like out there a ton. Plus, I'm in rural Florida. I don't think many people have it out here. So, but I don't. I like finding cool stuff. I'm kind of like everybody. Like, there's not one. Like, the best stuff is the stuff you find that you weren't looking for.
Mhm.
You know. Like, some of my best buys have been like that. I'm like, what is this thing? Like, and then it turns out to be some incredible thing. I got, and I don't have a picture of it, but I got Dalton a painting. It's like, it's almost 6 feet long. And I wonder if I could pull it up. I probably could pull it up. And I asked him because I'm trying to move him into his room out of my room. I'm trying to evict him out of my bedroom. That is my current goal. He sleeps in his own bed, but he lives in my room with me, but he has his own room. So I'm going to show you guys this painting, and it's worth quite a bit of money. I don't think I'm going to sell it though. I was looking on the auction and I was like, oh, this is cool. Like, and I asked him if he liked it, and I brought it home today, and it's, some of you might think this is creepy, and he liked it. That's all that matters. And it didn't creep him out. So I just want to say that first. My internet's being really slow right now. Of course it is. Why would it not be when I want to pull something up? Anyways, it's a really cool, like, it's this guy's head with like his brains almost like flowing out, but it's like all the bright, vivid colors, like the purples and oranges. And here, I think I got it to open.
Well, you just said as long as Dalton likes it. See, that's the holy grail. Like, he loves it, you know.
Yeah, I was like, dude, this is a cool painting. What do you think? And like, if he didn't like it, he would tell me. Like, that kid, he's not gonna not tell me, you know, like. So here, I'll share my screen with you. I think it's cool. That's why I showed him, and he agreed. But check this sucker out.
Whoa.
Isn't it crazy? So, like, there's the face. There's an eye down here. This almost looks like a bug. But this thing is almost 6 feet across.
Ooh.
Like,
And it's signed. You said it's signed?
It's a Lazare.
Oh, that's really cool. I think it's cool. Does it
Lazare.
glow?
Elzare. But like, the paintings sell for like $600+ and I got it for $40 for him. And so I'm like, I don't need to sell it. Like, that's a cool, like, it's giant. Really, really cool. That's what caused my car to be like all discombobulated. I had to fit this like 5.5 foot painting in my car. But yeah, like stuff like that, you know, that you're not like, I wasn't looking for a Zare psychedelic painting, but I thought that was like a really cool piece. And I like that he liked it, because I've asked him before and he's like, no, I don't like that. So he'll tell me. Tag Else says, on handmade quilts versus homemade, I have a 90s baby bonnet quilt I think is machine and hand sewn. So I don't know what, like, there are a lot of them. Like, my mom hand quilts some and then she machine finishes a lot of it. So I think them being both is pretty common, but I don't know. Like, the biggest way for me for like the hand sewn is the uneven stitches. Like, you're not going to have perfectly even stitches on something that's hand sewn, but there's a lot of them that are both. I don't know that there's a question here. That's why I was just saying that, because my mom does a lot of quilting. All right. Carrie says, what is your advice as when to create lots of items? I have some items that have been sitting a while. I'm considering lotting them up. Should I lot in a multi-day auction or buy it now?
If you have stuff that's been sitting around, change it up. If it's not working what you're doing, change it up. Don't be afraid to change things up. And if you want to lot some stuff, but I recommend lotting together similar items like Christmas ornaments, women's size large shirts. Like, don't mix stuff up, obviously. And it depends. Like, if you look through the sell through rate and you see that it's something a little bit more desirable, yeah, I do a multi-day auction. I'm more of a buy it now kind of person only when I do list on eBay, because I forget I have auctions running. Honestly, I don't know. I just don't even think about it. So, but I only do auctions on the super scarce, rare items that are highly, highly sought after. So that way you can maximize your profit. But it just depends on what it is. It depends on what it is.
Yeah, I mean, for me, oh, sorry.
No, she said it. Sorry, I was just reading out loud. She said, if you say handmade, does it mean hand sewn? Not necessarily. I think that can be taken in different ways. I would put it if you thought it was anyway handmade. Sorry, Christina.
No, it's okay. I've never really lotted. I mean, the only time I've really lotted items was I never did on eBay. Unless it was like, scrapped silver, like I've lotted that before. But like in terms of live selling and I'm doing jewelry, I lot things up to move it. Like Sandi did this really cool live sale where it was all lots and, all weighed at I had mine at 2 pounds. So I don't know how you weighed yours. Same weight, right? Same weights, just bags, moving on. And you kind of like go through it. You can start the auction, after maybe you've gone through like 75% of it, and then you keep showing it and showing it. And so people get really excited about that. Yeah, I agree with Sandi about the similar things. If you're gonna do lots of something, try to make it similar. For me, actually, I think I might be doing this soon. Instead of lotting, I'm going to be running things for like $1 and just have like a fun show and just exit it out. And you also consider I have to do this to myself, is that, is it worth your time with shipping? Or is it something that's been sitting, no one's, you're looking at it and you're like, you know what? I only spent $1.99 at Goodwill for this. I'm going to donate it.
Yeah,
Just what?
Also, it depends on the size of the item. You don't want to lot up things that's going to turn it into an oversized package. So that makes even no sense at all. So keep that in mind.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was all great ideas. I like to bundle stuff, usually like if it's not highly desirable stuff. If you got shirts, they're only going to sell for like $9 or $10. Just listing one of those isn't great. But if you bundled like 10 of them, sold it for like $70, and people are like, "Oh, I'm getting a deal," and it kind of creates a little excitement, might make them make the purchase. And also the good thing about bundling is it does increase your average sales price, and that's always good.
Yeah, and I mean, Mikey makes a good point. My other thought was, though, as far as auction, if they've been sitting there not selling, they're not popular, I would not go with an auction. But like you said, if they're similar, and I do that with the jewelry, we do the same thing. Like we'll do 1 pound or 2 pound bag lots where they're in weight as far as live selling. So we don't have to, create a new thing every time. For me, once I've listed it, though, I'm going to leave it. I'm not going to take stuff down to make a lot. If I take it down, I'm going to give it away. That's me personally. Like, I'm not going to put any more time into that stuff than I already have. I have space, so I typically don't pull. I did take down my VHSs because they were like the only thing left in my house when I moved stuff out to the shed, and I gave them all away. I tried a couple of whatnot auctions and it didn't work. And could I have lotted like 100 VHS up together? I could have, and DVDs, but I just gave them away. I wanted them gone. I wanted them gone now. I was over them, and Cyanor. I wanted to throw, because we don't have much time up, I wanted to answer this real quick. DeCamper said, has anyone ordered Ground Advantage boxes for Poshmark? There are no Ground Advantage boxes. That's why you cannot find them. There are only priority boxes, but priority is what Poshmark uses except for the electronics category. So you can order any priority box you want and you can use it to ship on Poshmark. So that was an easy one.
Actually, Posh is changing. I saw some posts that said they're going to Ground Advantage now and lessening the price. And they had some kind of
we
special
won't have free boxes.
I know. You're going to have to pay for boxes now and not get the free box.
I do anyways, but.
Yeah. I love the priority boxes.
Posh,
they're so great.
we use free boxes because that's an expense saved on the business. You know? But I mean, we have regular ones. All right. Leland says, a previous buyer wants to buy from me directly outside of eBay so we can save some. Would you recommend doing it?
No. It's not, you're going to lose your store and all the hard work you put into it and your listings. Absolutely not.
I don't think that's allowed on any platform.
With them outside of eBay, yes. Do not go contacting them on eBay trying to usurp eBay. But like I had a buyer who came, she picked up a wicker table from me. She told me she's looking for a wicker sofa. I actually, when I see wicker sofas for sale, send her the picture. Do you like this? And she said no, and I don't buy it. But if I did find one, I would buy it and I would make that sale outside of eBay because eBay has no clue we're talking after this. This was in person, face-to-face talking. If you're communicating through eBay, no. If they happen to write you a snail mail letter and you have their contact outside of eBay, then yes. But if you're contacting them through eBay, no. It's another one I can answer real quick, and then I'm going to let everybody say bye. I don't have a discount code for American Bubble Boy for bubble wrap because Joel really does not make much money on his bubble wrap at all. The profit margin is like this. But I have a code for the tape. He has a little bit more profit margin, so he gives us a discount on the tape, but there is literally no room on the bubble wrap. Like he ships it 4 rolls for $40 with free shipping, and that's an oversized package. I don't want to know what he's paying. He's not making much money on the bubble wrap. He's going on the volume business method. I can tell you that. Okay. Let me make everybody big and tell you guys bye because it is now 10 o'clock. Dalton, I have to go check on him, and I still have to record another video. So here is Sandi.
All right, guys. Thanks for coming. You can always follow me on YouTube, My Flippin' Vanlife, and watch me find all the treasures I bring to knickknacks, live sales. No set schedule. Just keep an eye out for me.
Perfect. Here's Christina.
Thank you so much to everyone. Thank you, Kat. It was so nice to meet all our new friends here. I appreciate the invite. Thank you to the chat. Thank you, Red, for posting my YouTube channel, which, yes, I do have a YouTube channel. Do I post videos yet? Well, I made a vlog on my trip over to Brimfield, so I will be posting a video. I'm really excited about it.
Yay!
But I do have shorts and I do stream. Anyway, so thank you for your subscribes. I will be
I'm post on Instagram because you can tell them your Instagram.
Do on Instagram too. Yes, I'm on Instagram as well. Yes, Instagram. But you will find me on knickknacks.net. Of course, Jocelyn, Crazy Lamp Lady, she is the marketplace owner, creator of Knickknacks, and it has been such a awesome journey. I do events there, so come see us. We're going to have a signature series, which is all hand signed items. It's going to be an event from the 20th of September to the 21st. I am going to be going live with jewelry tomorrow, and then I will be selling my Brimfield's finds on Thursday. So come join us. Come see what knickknacks.net is all about, and thank you so much.
Perfect. Here's Mikey.
All right, Kat, thank you so much for having me. Thank you to all the chat. I always enjoy coming on. I always enjoy learning things here. It's a great thing you do for the community, coming out every Tuesday night. Yeah, shout out my boy, Sunny Las Vegas. thinking of you, and hopefully you'll be back next week. I enjoyed my time here, and yeah, Mikey Bags of Money across all the platforms: Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, yada yada. That's it.
Perfect. All right, I will have a what sold video out tomorrow, and then Friday I did another Halloween video, and then I think I'm going to do another scarf video because you guys asked to try and get us some more names for scarves. I am getting ready to list a bunch. Next week we have 2 new guests. Neither of them have been on before. We have Lala Mercantile and Picasso Cat. So myself and Sunny have been putting it out. I'll put it out again, guys. If you want to come on, contact us. You don't have to have subscribers. You don't have to make videos. All you have to do is have some knowledge you can share about some aspect of reselling, because having different levels of resellers, I think, helps people to relate. Having different types, like these guys are doing live sales. And there's so many different ways you can do reselling, and I think it's good to have people that are experts in the different ways that can help us learn more about it. And we cannot do this without you guys in the chat. And Sandi, Christina, Mikey, thank you guys so much. We have to old school wave it out because I didn't make an outro, so I appreciate you guys. See you next week.